shimmers in this long-lasting dream. I'm made up in me.
Alright, so today's YouTube, I'm going to do a leg session. So currently I am 9 weeks out, I do believe, and we have essentially 3 or 4 or 5 more weeks of really pushing hard until we start trialing a few different things in terms of refeeding back into it or reverse whatever Luke and Matt have planned for me in terms of this one. So this is a good segue as well. So each prep always has like a different approach because the body's never the same each time. We like to trial and error a few things, and that's what prep is all about. It's about going, okay, this didn't work or this wasn't as effective as we maybe thought. Let's try something else next time. Obviously this prep has been a little bit different because we started with more of an 8-week challenge and I wasn't really intending on competing. And then I got into good shape and I was like, hey, I'm good to go, let's do it. So we did the 8-week phase of cutting and then a 4-week holding phase, a maintenance phase when we went overseas. And now we're back into a cut again. We've had some higher calorie days on Luna's birthday and Matt's birthday. So that is where I would expect my weight to kind of come up a little bit and then come back down during the week. So my weight is up a little bit this week, starting the week on Monday. So that is fine. I know why. It's not like some weird mystery. Currently calories are sitting at 1500. Cardio is at 30 to 45 minutes, and I'm training 5 days a week, and that doesn't change in terms of training volume unless I'm having like a deload where I have a lower volume week because of fatigue. But today will be a good opportunity to see how I work in the gym, what that looks like, the intensity level, and yeah, so I'm cooking for breakfast. I got my vegetables here, but we are going to be doing a bit of a Q&A YouTube, just some frequent questions that I have in regards to like the difference between the preps or, you know, my origin story, all these types of things. So that'll be exciting to see. So essentially I'm going to keep this one very short and sweet with a leg session today. Feeling pretty good where I'm at the moment. I'm sitting currently around the 61 or less mark, 60 to 61 mark. The weight did jump up to like 62 after those high calorie meals, which is fair. I'm not stressed at all about it. And look, to be completely honest, I'm shit scared about this comp in a good way. So this is the first time I've competed against Asha and Belle together in one comp. I've competed against them separately. I've come second to Asha in the last World. So this will be a cool time to see, you know, how far we both have grown and what we're going to bring to stage. And Belle, I've competed against her in Sydney, I do believe. Or maybe it wasn't Sydney. Sorry, maybe it was Sydney. Not right now, and yeah, it'll be good. We'll have all very different physiques. Every first time that I'm really stressed about it. Competition is obviously a good thing, and that's why we compete. I would be lying if I said that I haven't had so many doubts this prep about like whether I have enough mass and whether I look good enough or whether I'm going to make a fool of myself and all of these things. Completely normal doubts at this stage. But I'm going to have some brekkie and then we're going to get to training around 2 o'clock. So. Alright guys, so I thought I'd go really quickly with all my legs today about the stuff that I've been using in terms of musculature and gut performance during prep. So I like to keep it super simple. I am having my protein sources always coming from my plant protein. I just find that digests really well and it's really tasty, and that's what's important to me during prep. So for like my stims, I'm having the Destiny, which I go any flavor because all of them are fab. And I will always stack that with creatine because creatine is fantastic. Creatine is fantastic for all phases of life, and including cutting or bulking or just maintaining or general health. And there's a lot of neurological benefits as well to it as well. So
and you take that every day?
And I take that every day.
Not just training? Not just
training, but I obviously don't take the Destiny every day. I will only take that really when I need it. Pre-workout. Custard I do have at night time currently because this is a plant-based custard. This one I find really digests well. I don't get any bloating from it, which is fantastic. It has a good amount of protein, like 23 grams in it. So I have that pre-bed with like my berries or mixed berries or whatever it may be, depending on where my protein is sitting for the day. If I hit my protein during the day with my food, I won't necessarily have this, but it's a good opportunity, like a good thing to add in if I do need a little bit of like something before I go to bed. I will have these two together, so the Gut Performance and the Daily Greens, as like just a daily staple supplement. just to help get in all the extra little bits and pieces, and to make sure that if I have any bloating or discomfort, that I'm addressing that and I'm staying on top of it during prep. But really basic, it doesn't need to be overcomplicated. You don't need to take 1,000 things, you just need to find something that works with your diet, because like we say with all supplements, it isn't to replace anything with your diet, but just to add in supplement to a good diet at the end of the day.
Good opportunity to see where Matt's up to as well as part of this. So he's just done his 2 weeks of a rapid fat loss because he was in between phases of bulking and maintaining and bulking.
Pretty much to re-establish my appetite, because I was struggling with appetite after being in a build phase for so long. And if there was any insulin sensitivity issues, we would have sorted that out. I lost ridiculous. I went from 113.5 down to 108.5 in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So now calories are back to maintenance, so we're sitting around 4,000. We'll sit in for the next couple of weeks, and then we will start to progressively add more calories in as training volume goes up back into this next push phase.
Because he's not looking to compete until next year at this stage of time. So this is his building phase, which everyone should, do more of. So this is
plenty
his
of time building.
favourite
So everyone goes wrong.
meal is some cream of rice. If you put pre-workout before leg session, it's really important to do your warm-up, your activation, whatever it looks like to you. Obviously, it's going to be very individual for the person because there's so many different coaches and physios that will recommend different things. But this is what I do prior to my session. So I'm just doing a couch stretch or a hip flexor stretch, and I sit for about a minute on each side. So I have the back foot up, front foot here, and up really into it, putting up nice and straight. And again, your core, and you can feel really stretched in your legs. And then on that side, you've got legs, obviously I'm doing it longer. And then I'm going into a pigeon stretch, but elevated pigeon stretch. 15, like a minute, if not longer on each side. And then I'm doing 10 little groups with a hold at the top. And then I'll do some core. Great. And let's go for some legs. So with training during comp, it is really important to still push the strength goals, because the idea is to keep the muscle hanging around and to encourage it to want to stay around instead of chasing volume, which is going to drive fatigue. You want to be pushing for strength. So that means heavy, longer rest periods, and avoiding, like I said, too much volume in depth. Alright, Bulgarian split lunge. Really concentrating on keeping a neutral, stable pelvis. So this one we're actually doing contrast reps. So the first 4 reps will be with a hold at the
So watching Emily on the eccentric, we are not rushing through this one. Taking your time on the way up. Squeeze. Come on. Push, push, push. So we have a Cas glute bridge, 4 with a 2-second hold at the top, and then 4 normal reps. Really squeezing up at the top. And 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. So then we're finishing off with single leg extensions. 12, 10, 15.
And how was that leg session?
It wasn't too bad. It's like a very big session to have at the start of the week, we figure, because we put a lot of intensity into it, and then we're buggered by Tuesday. So
What's the hardest part about prep at the moment?
the hunger. We had a good weekend of higher calories, so I can't really complain right now. But ask me again on Friday, and it will be hunger.
And what's high calories? It wasn't high, but
It was
we went back to
maintenance.
back to maintenance for just Luna's birthday. So generally, it's Monday, Tuesday is probably not too bad, having more carbs, more calories there, but I think because of the weekend and how much you had to organise and how big it was, yeah, absolutely
it's a
bugged.
very big weekend, daughter's first birthday, so it keeps catching my face. I'm blurry.
Blurry. No, you're good now.
Yeah, so usually you have a big rush over the weekend, you feel good for your Monday, but today I'm feeling a bit flat, so
But you got through it.
it's fine.
Actually, your RDLs were the strongest you've done for a while. It's a
100
good lift.
kilos, yeah. End of the session, you feel like it's pretty shitty.
Yeah. Isolated movements. The old, what'd you finish on?
Single leg.
Single leg
Which I
extension.
need because I have a big quad imbalance.
So unilateral movements will help.
Bring that up.
Yeah, that's right. Oh well, food time. Let's go.
So pretty excited though today. We booked our accommodation for Mexico. So that's all booked. That's the holiday after prep is finished. Organisation of things during prep is obviously hard because my brain works on very little energy and I am usually the one to organise all of the things. So trying to get things done now rather than later is a priority. So we have flights booked, Vegas booked, all accommodation there. Matt's surprising me with somewhere after comp and registration's all done. So pretty much everything's done and paid for so far. Now we just got the prep to focus on. And this is the first prep that Matt has done not with me.
Yeah, so I'm eating all the food and Em's on no food.
Which I don't mind because then I can like make him things and it's kind of like living vicariously through him with food. So not a bad time. Sometimes it's kind of bad having two of us be hungry because
I was going to say, it's good because I can take the time to help Em and give her the support she needs as opposed to stressing and focusing solely on myself, trying to do my own job.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. We'll let you know in a few weeks' time. But hope you liked today's YouTube. Just a little bit of a shorter leg series with some supplementation advice there. Again, I think a lot of people overcomplicate the supplements section of it. Like I said, it's just to add to a diet, not to replace any parts of the diet with. Obviously, things like fat burners or anything like that don't work unless you are in a calorie deficit. So please be aware that your diet is absolutely everything in terms of the results that you do or do not get, and it's important to focus on that first. So if you have enjoyed this YouTube, please like, subscribe, comment.
Yeah, drop a comment if you want to see some different things from them, other videographing. Throw some comments down there so we can put some more content up for you.
Exactly. Alright, catch you guys.